Here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Boom! And welcome to the Big Honker Podcast, brought to you by Boss Shot Shells. Stanfield 9s be coming out this summer for all your dove hunting and shooting any kind of teal birds. So anyways, going over to bosshotshells.com. I'm Jeff Stanfield with the world famous Andy Shaver.
Dove season is actually strangely close. It feels like it's almost within reach. Still a ways away, but it feels like it's within reach.
It's on Friday, and in exactly 3 months from now, we will be waiting for 70 people to show up at the lodge.
There you go.
It'll be here any minute.
And you will have forgotten to do something. Either fill the propane, or we'll be out of ice, or something.
There'll be some
there
shit
will be
that we
one
will overlook.
major bump in the road.
I think every outfitter goes through that at least opening day. Go ahead.
Go ahead and
no, you introduce him.
Mr. John Hill, do you see similar things? You have Effie Hill Ranch, a big deer operation in East Texas. Opening day, you love it, but then you're like, what the fuck did I forget to do?
Yeah, I mean, and most of the times, and my guides will dang sure tell you that, and because I help make the circle go in a circle, but I always forget a lot of shit. And my guides never let me live it down. They never let me live it down. Probably one of the worst things I ever have done. And as y'all were mentioning in the opening of dove season, we do get a few dove here, but it's more of the January flights what
right.
we get. But so when I think opening season, I think the first day we can start hunting on the ranch. So probably the worst thing I've ever done is double book 2 big groups. And that meant we had 8 hunters in camp with 4 guides. But we made it work.
That's all you can do.
But yeah, I felt pretty damn stupid when I did
Jeff
that.
double book. Like if we go a week without Jeff, like, oh shit, we've got so-and-so group that they've got 12 and I got them on the calendar for 6.
If we go what?
A week without that happening.
During waterfowl season, we run about 40 to 50 people a day through here doing all. We got all kinds. We do pheasant hunts, we got duck hunts, I've got deer hunters here, I got everything. I keep up with everything. You understand where I'm coming from on this. The guide's got to worry about their group. I've got to worry about everybody's group, where we're going.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't take care of the meals, but I make sure that I'm in charge of everything, basically. So I do fuck up every once in a while, and I have had that old look in my face when my wife looks at me at dinner time, and you can see headlights coming down the driveway, and everybody's eating. We've about picked up everything. And is there 4 Suburbans just pulled in? Are they supposed to be here? And that's my stomach goes, oh fuck.
Let me go.
Well, as long as they're not black Suburbans and suits get out of it, I think you'll be.
I'm sure right. I'm going to get.
You always find a way through that.
One day that'll probably happen to me, but I have the last 2 dove season or waterfowl seasons. I've actually had to rent a bread and breakfast in town to cover overflow. But a lot of time, but sometimes it's because a group of 8 people ends up coming with 12 or 13. And a guy will call me, do you mind if I add somebody? No, you got a private group. I don't mind. And then I'm thinking, fuck, we got 9 rooms and all 9 rooms are full. So
right.
I've been there and I do that every year. But opening weekend of dove season, we always forget something. And 2 years ago, it was propane.
Yeah. We checked now. Hold on. We checked the propane, but we did not tap the little dial. So it showed it to be like 70%. But like when you hit it, it just fucking
2%.
Nothing. And everything out here runs on propane. The stoves, the hot water heaters, like we were in a bind. But luckily, small town America, call somebody and get it fixed.
Yeah.
Thank
yeah. I'm glad to see it works like that for everybody, because that's not just a problem y'all have. My go-to and my main duck guide is my oldest son, Hayden Hill. And he lives right here in the middle of the town of Fairfield. I live in the middle of town of Fairfield, but if I'm at camp, as y'all were asking me earlier about the association with Field Ethos Journal, I am the director of recreation entertainment. My oldest son is the director of recreation and entertainment and errands
And errands.
here on the FE. And so if he gets a call from me at 9 o'clock at night and he's at home, the first thing it's not, hey Dad, hey, how's the hunt going, Dad? It's, Dad, what the fuck did you forget? And I'm just like, well, okay, here's the list. You want to write it down or you want me to text it to you? So I understand that concept as well.
So you've got a family business out there also, and from what I understand, your family was your what, 5th or 6th generation ranchers and cowboys, and then you started hunting out there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I am the 6th generation of the family operation. And I tell a lot of people, my family and my parents, they really love it when I say this in different podcaster interviews or magazine articles. I was cursed and blessed to be born into a ranching family. And yeah, it's a lot of hard work, but it's fun. It's a fun way of life. The cowboy way of life is still alive and well for us. And as far as hunting, and it just falls right in place with being fortunate enough and cursed to be born into this family. But that's kind of the way we look at it is, man, it's what we do for a living. I've had people ask me like, well, have you ever done anything else, John? And I'm like, yeah, I drove a truck for a little while, but they took my CDL when I kept going through all those work zones too fast. And so I figured that wasn't my deal. But about the only thing I'm qualified to do is cattle and hunting. And other than that, man, I'll leave all that stuff to everybody else.
You couldn't have picked 2 harder professions. I mean, to like marry together, ranching, cowboying, and hunting.
Right.
Do you actually cowboy yourself?
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Well, I saw on your Instagram a cow whipping your ass.
No, that was a poor old cowboy that was working that day helping us out, and we set him up for that.
She was gonna whip his ass.
And the funny thing that video went viral.
She was gonna whip his ass.
Oh, she was whipping his ass. He jumped over a fucking fence and she helped him over it.
Had enough of him?
Yeah, she did. She helped him over it.
Do you still enjoy working?
But yeah,
cows?
we still do. Man, I love it. And I tell you what, my family, we ranched in Colorado for a long time. And to lead into that, to this statement is we had a guy that helped us out there in Colorado for years and years and years. And he was like a grandfather to me. And he used to tell me all the time, he said, man, if you're this cowboy, it's a tough way of life. And I rodeoed professionally for about 10 years, steer wrestled and all that. And it's a tough way of life too. But he always used to tell me, as soon as you quit going and you quit saddling a horse and you quit going to work cows and move cows, that's when they might as well go ahead and put you in the ground. And my father's 85. He still comes out and helps us a lot with the cattle. And I kind of view it the same way. 85 years old, still pretty damn sharp. And, he comes out and he'll admittedly tell us, I know I slow y'all down. And I said, Dad, as long as you're able to come, keep coming. So I'm just going to keep on going. It's like I said, that's about all I know how to do is cowboy and hunt.
I'm going to ask you a rodeo question. It's a loaded question because I've asked it before. Do you think men should be barrel racers?
Well, I'll tell you what, that's a great question for debate, Jeff. I think for me, I think that the Rodeo Association has provided some great sports for the ladies of the sport of rodeo. I think the breakaway roping is awesome for them. I think the barrel racing is awesome for them. And I think if I saw a man run barrels at a pro rodeo sanctioned event, it'd probably be time for me to step down the concourse and get a cold beer.
We're on the same page.
Okay.
Yeah,
did I skirt around that too much?
You danced around it.
You danced around it more than I would have. I said, "Fuck no, a man shouldn't be fucking racing barrels at a damn rodeo."
But from what we've gathered, is there's a lot of horse trainers that do barrel race or not. They train their horses that way?
No, there's a lot of men that train horses that the women are barrel racing on them,
He's exactly right.
They want to make it with the men that are barrel racing. They want to come out instead of saying, "Hey, I think the guy's a Peter Puffer and he shouldn't be on a fucking horse." What they're saying is that he's running his horses. It's the horse doing the work and not the ladies. I don't think men should compete in women's sports. I think barrel racing is a woman's sport. I'm sure there are some guys that can whoop my ass. They're barrel racers. But until they show up here and whip my ass, I'm going to stick with what I'm saying. I think men should not be.
Stand strong.
Yeah, I don't think men.
I'll stand with you on that.
Yeah, I just don't think men should be barrel racing.
No, and if we don't, as long as we can get political just for 1 second, or maybe 4 or 5 more times before this is over with, if we don't change what's happening right now, I feel very certain that pro rodeo will be infiltrated with the woke movement at some point. They're going to find a way to just go ahead and ruin the nation's oldest sport.
Yeah,
they fucked up everything else.
I'm surprised that they haven't already, to be honest with you. I mean, because you've got on one side you got the movement of, well, that poor animal, and you're spurring it and all this other shit. So you got PETA already. That's probably knocking on the door.
Yes, always. PETA, not to interrupt you, but just real quick, at all the major rodeos that I used to go to, there was going to be PETA. I mean, you go to the National Finals Rodeo, they're going to be standing outside Thomas and Mack Center doing all their protesting, and that's fine. And if we were ever found negligent to be mean to an animal, I was a steer wrestler. First of all, okay, that's a rough and tumble sport,
and it looks hard. It looks hard on the animal.
Yeah, I mean, well, and it was fun. It was super fun to me, and that's one reason why I fell into it. Coming out of playing college football, they always say it's a linebacker sport. Okay, whatever. If we were ever visibly abusive to the steer that we just came off a horse, grabbed by the horns, turned around the corner, flipped him on his back as fast as we can. If they ever saw us do anything mean to those steers that we were running, or if we visibly did anything mean to our horses in the arena, or if there was an official outside the arena in the warm-up areas, they immediately walked up to you, got your PRCA card number, and you had a fine waiting on you in the mail.
Really?
I never did get fined for being mean or any animal cruelty, but I did get fined for profanity at the judges sometimes because I thought they were pretty fucking blind sometimes.
Makes sense.
So, but yeah, I did get a few fines, but I know those judges, and we shook hands and had a beer later on.
How can a judge fuck up the steer wrestling? Because it's all time, isn't it?
It is, but the judge is the one that's running the flag. So when you complete your run, he's the one dropping the flag. And if you get a late flag, that's, especially when you got a lot of money on the line, that's when it could get a little heated out there in the middle arena really quick.
I think rodeo will be the last sport to get the woke crowd in because they're dealing with alpha males.
Yeah, correct. I hope, and I hope you're right.
Same as in the country, we're dealing with alpha males. We don't have to fuck with a lot of that shit. Because you can go to any small town in America and you can find some alpha males that have a spine and got a set of balls on them, not like Michelle Obama's, but a real set of balls. And them fuckers are going to stand up for you and stand up for America and their neighbor and stuff. And that's hard to find when you go to places because people ignore stuff. I can promise you, I've never been to Fairfield, Texas that I know of. I'm sure I've been through there, but I promise you can go to Fairfield, and when you have a big community event, you could take a golf ball and throw it in the crowd and hit a man that would stand up and take up for his neighbor. You can't go to fucking Las Colinas and do that. I really don't believe that. There are some good guys there. I'm not saying that, but the average person there is not going to stand up. So rodeo's that way. You go to a fucking rodeo crowd, they're not going to put up a bunch of shit.
Not for very long.
They're going to say something. You get some fucker coming out there trying to say he's a she-male or whatever the fuck it is, and he's going to do this and that. They're not going to put up with that crap. He can take his Bud Light and go down the road.
Yeah.
Well, and it's different because the NFL's full of alpha males too, but they're under, like, they've got people above them that make decisions. Yeah, rodeo's like a bunch of independent contractors, basically, isn't it?
Yes, and there's a commission that that regulates everything, and there's I'm to be honest with you, I've been out of the game for a while. Still kind of keep up with it a little bit, but there is a commission that regulates and keeps everything, I guess you would say, running smoothly, as smooth as possible.
What did you get more injuries in, football or the steer wrestling?
Probably bar fights, but
did you fight wrestlers ever? Did you ever try to start a fight with a college wrestler?
No, I was always warned against that, for sure.
Got to look at the ears.
Yeah. Probably, I would say more so in rodeo, because I think as I got older, that's when my body started slowing down. The amount of time it took to get over an injury made it seem like the injuries were worse, honestly. Right. But no, I was pretty good. Never tore anything up. Just honestly had my first major surgery about 3 years ago. It was on my right elbow, and it really kind of fucked up my golf game. So,
what'd you have done?
Right elbow reconstruction of the suspensory tendon.
That sounds horrible.
It was almost completely torn in half.
Jesus. What do they attribute that to?
Little bit of torn meniscus. The shoulders are wore completely out. But hey, you know what? It's just I did it to myself. I was warned. You know, that you get all the warnings. You're gonna regret that when you get older. And yeah, well, they're right, but I'm gonna keep on going. That's all I know how to do.
When did you play football at TCU?
Actually, I did not play at TCU. I started out at Southwest Texas, which yes, it was called Southwest Texas when I was
school.
There.
Yeah.
So of course, Texas State University. Now I was there. I played there a year, and then I played at Tarleton State. I left Southwest and I played at Tarleton State University for 3 years.
That's another party school.
And I just ended up graduating from TCU because after I got done playing ball. And to come back to answer your question, my last year I played football in college was '96, so that was a pretty good while ago.
I've had a couple good buddies of mine play Division I ball, and every one of them has told me if they did it all over again, they wouldn't play college football.
Of course, we'll always go back to hindsight being 2020. I went and chased the NFL dream. I had goals. That was my deal. For the reason I say this is because I'm so glad, honestly, that I didn't make it in the NFL because of the concussion thing. It's real. It's a real deal. If I had to really do it all over again, knowing what I know now and about how much fun I had rodeoing, it took me a while to catch up to the game of where those steer wrestlers were, because they were already they were more advanced than I was. So I would say yes, I wasted 4 years of college football knowing what I know now. Glad I didn't make it in the NFL, and I would have chased the rodeo dream a lot harder.
Yeah, but most of my friends that have said that are all come from families that are financially well off. So they weren't that kid that needed that scholarship to go to school to get his education. Probably might think a little different. Most of my buddies though didn't come from that side, so they're like, I'm not going to do it because I feel like one of them looks like fucking he's 95 years old and he's 50 now. He just beat to shit. He's had everything replaced and done. You talked about the NFL being woke. Don't you think those players though in them locker rooms when they deal with that fake I
think so.
They're making fun of those guys behind their back, same as the rodeo guys do when the guy pulls in that's a barrel racer. They're talking shit behind his back. And
yeah, I mean, the thing of it is now, I would say, I have a couple of really good friends that, well, one of them is still an agent in the NFL, and then another one of my really good pals is investment banker, and he manages a lot of money for the NFL players, the ones that are smart enough to hire somebody to manage their money for them. And we have these same conversations every once in a while. It's still football. It's still the sport of football, but it's so much different than it was 20 years ago. There's a very, very small percentage And I would say, I mean, I can't necessarily speak for the four major sports as far as the NBA, MLB, NHL, and NFL, but man, guys, it's a business to these guys now. They worry about their longevity, and they're going to get a pension based on what their last contract was.
Right.
They're set for life. They're out there beating the hell out of their bodies. But there's a very, very small percentage of those guys now that really actually care about winning a Super Bowl.
It's all about the contract.
And that's just, I'll go on record right now as saying that because I've been around it. I'm still around quite a few guys that play in the league now that I've known them since they were kids. And there's a lot of them. Yeah, they're very, very loyal to their teams because they're very loyal to that paycheck.
Right.
You know what I mean? And like I said, it's just like I'm not bashing all of them at all. I think there's some guys. I think once they get in the playoffs and they think they got a chance to win a Super Bowl, then they start playing.
Right.
They start playing. But it's a business. It's a damn business. College football is fixing to turn into the same thing. It actually already has.
Did you see where Saban's going to Washington D.C. next week?
For what?
They're going to try to regulate the NILs.
Yeah. Okay. Well, good for him.
Yeah, he said that the NIL is a outlaw. College football is going to become an outlaw sport, basically. He said that there's no regulations and there's no jurisdictions on top of it. And he said, believe it or not, he said the NFL is unionized and that's good for the players. And he said we need to do the same thing for college football. Basically, he wants each school to have a salary cap because schools like Alabama and Clemson that were on top in Georgia right now, they're screwed because these other schools are going to be competing with those 5-star football players that they could just sign no problem at all because it's not about winning. It's about who's got paying them the most.
Sure. And you know, one thing you hear, my granddad said back in the days before he passed on, you know, you've heard it from a lot of people, especially a lot of old timers. Free agency killed the game. Free agency killed the game. Man, I 100% believe in that. I'm going to tell you one thing that's fixing to kill this game, and is where I think has begun to kill it in college sports, is the transfer portal.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, guys, honestly, if I would have had the luxury of not having and been forced to sit out a year, I would have transferred to another D1 school when I left Southwest Texas, but I didn't want to go sit out a year, so I transferred to a D2 so I could keep playing. That's the way it was set up back then, right? But now, I mean, I signed somewhere and we got a losing program for 2 years, and then the coaches are just going to let you. When I walked into the head coach that will remain unnamed, when I asked him to sign me a transfer letter, he basically looked me straight in my eyes and said, "Go get fucked. If you want to leave here, you can go get fucked." And that's exactly what he told me in 1993.
Was it Mike Price or Dennis Fantoni?
Yeah, one of them two.
Jeff's a walking encyclopedia for Texas football. So
that's good. That's good.
Yeah. You know.
Yeah. Well, I was told I could either go to New Mexico or I could go get effed. So there you go. There's your answer.
So what they're trying to do with it's funny on the transfer portal is the University of Oklahoma got Jalen Hurts, Baker Mayfield, Kyler Murray, and they love the transfer portal. But then when Caleb Williams left to go with
USC,
they were whining like crazy about fucking it's terrible and it's unfair. It's fucked up the game. I mean, it has. I don't like I don't like basketball at all. I mean, at all. Can't stand it. I did watch a little bit of college basketball this year because it was raining and cold a couple of days, and I like to always go for the underdogs. But I'm a UT guy, so UT's basketball was pretty good this year. Well, fuck. They lose 2 or 3 guys to transfer portal. One guy was the 6th player, the 6th man, got to play all the time. He's left to go somewhere else. Well, they'll just pick up a guy from some. I don't understand. There's no loyalty at all with these kids, but they're getting paid, and I understand that. If you're 19 years old and you're going to get paid $36,000 to go to SMU, or you can go to Texas Tech and make $70,000, fuck, I'm going to Texas Tech. And
I mean, it's just it's a no-brainer, but it's a, you know, I think back in the day, it's like I'll be 50 next month, and I still act like I'm like 21 sometimes. Well, like most of the time, but I go back and I think about, you know, back in the day, listening to those old timers tell those stories. Hey, back in my time, well, you know what? That's where I'm at. Back in my time, there was no transfer portal. You sat down and if you wanted to transfer to another D1 school, you had to sit out a year. And if you transferred within your conference, you had to sit out 2 years.
Ooh.
I mean, you sit out a year of football, you lose a lot. You lose a lot. And that's why I transferred down to a Division II school when I left.
You know, back in the day in the 60s and 70s when they had unlimited scholarships, the University of Texas would give 10 quarterbacks in the state a scholarship, the top 10 quarterbacks, because they knew only one or two of them was going to play there, but it'd keep the other ones from going to Tech or SMU or wherever.
Play defense.
Absolutely. And then they take those guys, you know, if you're a quarterback and you're good enough to even get a scholarship consideration, they'll move them and put them at a different position and build a badass team.
Yep, but they would keep all the people playing. It used to be a tight knit circle. I went to Wichita Falls, a 5A school. Our officials on Friday nights was calling Southwest Conference games on Saturdays. The same guys.
Right, yeah.
And it was a very intertwined type deal. And it's gotten so far from that now, which it's just a crazy world we live in when it comes to sports. But football is a big money sport. Now it's transferred over to college. And now high school is going to be next. You're going to start seeing kids. And I don't know how the UIL can say no, which for the people, we have tons of listeners, thousands out of state. The UIL is the sanctioning body for Texas high school athletics, like the NCAA is. Well, the UIL says, no, you can't get paid to play football in Texas, but they're letting kids that are homeschooled and don't go to schools play football teams and basketball. And that's a bullshit deal.
Exactly.
So, you know, what are you going to do here? You know, are you going to regulate or not regulate? But I think high school kids are going to start. I think you're going to see the same NIL deals for high school kids.
Well, you already saw that with Quinn Ewers. He sat out his senior year to go.
No, he didn't sit out. He went to Ohio State.
Right, but he didn't play his senior year of high school. He just went on and played. So
and it worked out pretty well for him.
Yeah, now he's in Texas. So
well, he's going to be a first round draft pick too.
When you played like the mid 90s, late 90s, like equipment was shit back then. I mean, your helmets was just, I mean,
they were cutting edge for
almost
the time.
as good as just putting on a fucking piece of cardboard and having a head-on collision with somebody.
Yeah. Well, and for me in college, that was where you know, when these guys, when you talk about the speed of the game, back then for me, man, I was playing at 230, 235, 4.6, 4.5, 40. When you have a collision, you have a collision. Yeah. And it's I had two pretty bad concussions in college, and I had one as a steer wrestler rodeoing. And man, I probably should go get the scans done to see if I do have the precursing markers and all that, because there are some treatments you can do now. But that the equipment that we had back then, it was like we thought it was, like y'all were saying, it was the best of the best back then. But it's doo-doo now. I mean, I wouldn't even put that on a peewee football kid, you know?
Yeah.
And I'll tell you another thing too. I was glad I got done playing when they outlawed the horse collar, because man, I was a horse collar specialist.
Just fucking grab them.
Yeah, I played weak side linebacker, so most of the time when I would pursue across the field, I would get there just in time to grab them by the back of their shoulder pads and jerk them on the ground.
I broke my finger doing that on a punt one time. Fucking guy. I played quarterback, but like on punt, they had me in there just like contain, like if shit really hits the fan, like then I got to do something. Yeah. Well, shit hit the fan, and like just grab that guy, and my middle finger got wrapped up in his jersey collar, and it fucking snapped it. And I didn't. I'd never broken a bone before that, and I didn't. And it didn't hurt. I knew it broke because I felt it snap, but I didn't want to tell the coach that I needed to come out. So I told him that it was dislocated, and he sent me to the trainer, and like they started pulling on that fucking thing, trying to get it, and I couldn't fake it anymore.
Yeah, the dislocation is a little different than an actual
break. Yeah. But
For
I didn't want to tell the coach, like, hey, I broke my finger, I need to go out.
I know, man. I mean, nobody wants to come out. You want to keep playing.
It's just a finger, but
You got 9 other ones.
it was on my throwing hand, and like it wouldn't have been good. But he did. That guy started fucking yanking on that finger, and I couldn't hide that it was not broken anymore. I got to hooting and hollering, and he's like, "This ain't dislocated. This is broken."
I'd like to see a concussion study, and I don't think they had it because the NFL didn't keep the records on that, of the 40s and 50s in the NFL, what the concussion percentages are to today's game. I think if you took the face mask off the helmets, there'd be a lot less head contact.
You wouldn't lead with your head as much. But that's how we were taught to tackle. Right?
Yes. Oh, yeah. Yep.
I mean.
Yep. And I'll tell you what, I'll never forget it. Even though playing so long ago in the 90s, when we first got down to Southwest Texas, they made us watch a video of how to lead with your face mask, but not the crown of your head, because when you drop that crown, it straightens the vertebrae in your neck, and that's where they were getting a lot of the broken necks and the paralyzations, whatever you say. And so I rotated in my thinking, and I started really trying to start tackling with my shoulders, and now my shoulders are just mush. I'm waiting. I'm waiting on the call to when I really want to go have both rotator cuffs done.
Both at the same time. Wow.
Well, I know. I'm just like, then I was trying to figure out, well, how in the hell am I wiping my ass if I get both of them done at the same time?
Invest in a bidet. But yeah, like
there
like
you go.
when I played, it was you put your Rydell right on his fucking chest. I mean, that's just how you do it. And now, they've totally changed the way that people.
But that's why there's so many worse concussions. They think too is because the hip tackling.
You led with your face.
No. Nowadays, because these players are getting snapped, their heads are getting snapped onto that concrete and that astroturf, and they said that's why there's getting to be like Tua. That's why Tua's been wrapped so bad. Is he gets hit and they sling him down and he hits his head on the concrete.
Well, he's only 5'10" also.
Right.
I mean,
but if you take
Yeah.
those face masks off and you'll have a bunch of fucking broken noses and no teeth like Terry Bradshaw used to look. But you won't have near as many concussions probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I tell you, man, the Dolphins have built a hell of a team, but man, I'm gonna tell you what, they're one hit away from not having a quarterback.
Yeah. Well, he said he was almost done this year.
They've got Teddy. This is what I don't understand about the Dolphins. They've got Teddy Bridgewater, who's an unrestricted free agent. He's still sitting there. I would not go into the season with Skylar Thompson as my backup. I would sign Teddy Bridgewater to be there. He's a good quarterback. He's serviceable because they've got all the talent in the world. But you take away that fucking quarterback, and like you said, they go from a 12-win team to a 4-win team without one.
Yeah, exactly.
And he's one hit away from it. And I think that's why they didn't give him a new contract. They just picked up his 5th-year option. If they wasn't worried about concussions, they'd have given him a big ass contract.
Damn right, and they got to be you go into concussion protocol 2 times in the same season. You better really be thinking about, did I invest my money wisely, because my career is just about done.
And now they're fixing to lose Tyreek. Didn't he say this is his last year?
I didn't see that.
It's this year, next year. When he said this contract's done, he's retiring.
Oh.
He's done with football after this.
When you got your concussions, did it knock you out completely, or it didn't knock you out, but you got your belly ring?
No, it's like they say, it's very true. They progressively get worse, and it's a lot easier. It can be a less of a blow, can give you even, I guess, more of an intense concussion, I guess would be the correct words for it. But the concussion that I had steer wrestling, a steer stopped. Oh. He hit me right in the chin, and it rocked my head back. And the first thing it hit was the back of my neck on the arena floor. I was not out, but I don't remember much. I know they helped me out of the arena, but I don't remember that. And so that was once I started weighing those, all that, and then getting the little naggy injuries that I was having a hard time recovering from. Then about age 37, I went, okay, I'm done.
That's old for a steer wrestler, though.
Hell yeah.
I mean, sure. and then you put college football on top of that, like, you're a dinosaur out there.
I did it. I did it to myself, so I can't I can't complain too much, but I'm still pretty good. I mean, I went to the chiropractor yesterday, put my hip back in place. We're good to go. So,
what were the next couple of days like after that last concussion? Were you real sensitive to light and the headache?
Man, yeah, very, very, very sensitive to lights. Kind of wanted to lay in a dark room, kind of like you hear about people that have very intense migraines. Yeah. They become very light sensitive. I was very light sensitive and just nauseated to the 10th degree. And then finally one day, I just about day 3 or 4, I felt like myself again.
That long, 4 days of just fucking.
Yeah, it took a little while.
Your teeth.
Yeah, just didn't feel very good at all. No appetite, just couldn't eat.
Your biggest problem is, I mean, you have no free time. I mean, you're a rancher and a hunter. So like, you know, if you're not ranching, you're hunting, and if you're not hunting, you're still probably ranching all the time.
Right. Yes. And then I also help quite a few other ranchers around here in this area, as far as even just being a day worker, and then also doing a little bit of consulting on the side as well.
Yeah. So I mean, like, you have no more time to do any of this extracurricular activity.
No, not much.
So how did you get hooked up with the Field Ethos guys? Where'd that connection come from?
Well, I tell you what. Speaking of Field Ethos, they'll be disappointed in me if I don't have my Friday morning mimosa here, because I kind of helped turn those rough and tumble woodsmen's onto the mimosa. It's a magical drink, actually. It's it has a lot of healing power.
I bet it does. I wish I'd have known this.
Is this big on the rodeo circuit?
I wish I'd have known that we were having mimosas.
No, I might be. You know, I might be viewed as a man barrel racer if they knew I was drinking mimosas. But, you know, I'm very, very secure. I'm very secure in my manhood. And I'm not homophobic or anything like that. But, you know, I guess they do their thing, and I don't understand it why. And I'm glad I don't understand why, because I guess I might think like them if it was that case. So,
what kind of champagne are we using here? I mean, if we're going to do it,
Walmart special or what?
Well, today, you know, being a guest on y'all's podcast, I splurged a little bit. I got a little bit of the Vouv here, and I'm not sponsored by them, so I'm not going to show the label on y'all's TV show. So anyway, so we'll just a quick rundown of the mimosa.
That's the
You want a little bit, you know, you got a great champagne, right, but, you know, a lot of people pour a lot of orange juice in there. So what I do is I take just about a
bottle cap,
a cap full,
just a little bit, and you just kind of
drop it in there. That's it. That's the mimosa.
Yes. Now we can carry on.
I wish I'd have known that.
Cheers to you on
Thank
Friday.
you. I wish I'd have known Friday was mimosa day for you, and I have champagne at the house. I could have brought it out here. We could have done this together.
Oh, well, that's okay. That's okay. Next time we get together, we'll have some mimosas.
So which one has more healing power, a mimosa or a Bloody Mary, when you're really hurting that next day?
For me, the mimosa. The Bloody Mary, for me. Now, don't get me wrong. I used to love them, but I want to make my own Bloody Mary.
I'm with you there.
But as I've gotten older, I don't know if that's what it is. I would rather have the champagne with just a little bit of orange juice over the Bloody Mary. Actually, I can't really handle that spice anymore on my stomach. I don't know what it is. And if I'm drinking a Bloody Mary, I want it to be as hot as I can get it. But I don't on a morning that you're feeling just a little bit backwards of where you should be. I don't really want that spice. But I tell you what, man, the sparkling grapes with a little bit of that vitamin C, I'm gonna tell you what, it'll get you right, son.
What's the drink with the grapefruit juice? That's the new drink now.
Paloma.
The Paloma, yes, the Paloma's a great drink. That's a good little fight through the next day drink. I've done that a few times in the stockyards actually. There's a great place down there golly, right down on Mule Alley. You know, they've done a lot down there, and I'm trying to remember the name of that. I'll give them a plug if I remember the name of that restaurant. But boy, they make a hell of a good Paloma, and they're damn good about about 10:30, 10:45 in the
Do you
morning.
see where a lot of the places down in that area are starting to move out? I think the Riata's moving outside of leaving the Stockyards area.
Really? No, I didn't know that. But I mean, you know what? I spent a little time in Fort Worth, and as well as y'all do, to jump back on the political BS for a minute. When I went back to school at TCU, I lived in Fort Worth there for 2 years, and man, and I loved it. I loved every minute, every ounce of Fort Worth, Texas. Country in the city, man, so awesome. Well, I over the years have come and come and come and come. I was spending a little time in Fort Worth about 4 years ago, and I was very, very, very surprised. I can't really say shocked, because that's a more, I guess, would say more intense word. I was very surprised at all the Biden signs in the residential area of Fort Worth, Texas.
Yeah, that white guilt.
I used to always tell everybody all the time, because we hunt people from all over, and they'd be like, "What's the coolest place in Texas?" I say, if you want to go to Texas, and they'll say in the Dallas area. So, well, fucking, first of all, Dallas is not Texas. Dallas ought to be fucking somewhere in the Northeast. Fucking
yeah, that's little New York. We call it little New York.
Austin is fucking Los Angeles. Or San Francisco. It's turned into a homeless shithole also.
San Fran, yeah.
But I said Fort Worth is Texas. Well, Fort Worth is not Texas like it used to be. Now Fort Worth's becoming another fucking yuppie, woke area with a bunch of Texans still in it and cowboys. But they have really fucked up Fort Worth from what it was. But they said the Bass family is not has taken over. I did not realize the Bass family owned most all of downtown Fort Worth.
Yes.
And they have taken over the parking areas down there, and the Riata and all them restaurants down there used to have valet parking. Well, now someone's going to correct me on this, but this is what I read, that the Bass family has taken back all that free parking, and now they want to charge $20 and $30 for all them valet parking.
Oh, right.
Well, them restaurants are like, fuck it, we'll just move out towards Weatherford or Aledo or somewhere out there, open up a restaurant. We got all of our customers are moving that way anyways, and not have to pay and have a fucking parking lot. But yeah, Fort Worth has noticeably changed since 2018. Big time.
It is, and I hate it, and I love every bit of what Fort Worth, what it stands for. Back in the mid, I guess you would say the 20-teens, I worked for Superior Livestock Auction for about 3 years, and we, right there in the middle of the stockyards, that was our main office. That was one of the main places we sold cattle, and man, and I loved every minute of it. But I watched the transition of that West 7th area as man, that was great. I see y'all are bringing in some stores, bringing in some restaurants, and then as these years have gone on, it's kind of like what you said. I mean, you start seeing a little more of that, a little bit more of those skinny jeans and those tight rolled, tight seam pants, and I'm going, come on, man, y'all just leave us Fort Worth, please.
Take everything else.
Just take Austin, Dallas. Well, they've already taken San Antonio and all that too, but just, I guess, Amarillo's still pretty red. We might can move to Amarillo.
Lubbock's still pretty red. That's where I went to school at Tech. So we're only 2 hours away from Lubbock. So we go there. Mm-hmm. We go there a couple times a year. The problem is that there's a lot of kids that are in their early 20s that came from well-to-do families. And they didn't see the hard work that it took to live in a nice place in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. So they have been brainwashed into feeling guilty for having a privileged lifestyle. But they didn't see their grandparents and their parents and their great-grandparents busting their ass, sacrificing today for tomorrow. And they were born into this privileged lifestyle, but they didn't see the hard work that it took to get it. So they're willing to just fucking give it away because, Oprah Winfrey or whoever has said that they should feel bad for the life that they have. And they bought into that shit.
We don't have many Texas towns left that are Texas towns anymore. I grew up in Wichita Falls. Wichita Falls is a redneck, wild, oil field, we'll whip your ass fucking town. It is a fucking, absolutely. We have a lot of big money in Wichita Falls, and we got a lot of fucking poor ass people like I grew up. But it was a town that had a spine and some balls to it. Abilene, Texas is the same way. But you get out to these towns anymore, it's hard to find towns like that. Like you said, Amarillo is still Amarillo. But San Antonio used to be one of my favorite towns. It's the same fucking way now. Austin and San Antonio are all one big fucking thing, anyways. But
yeah, they should just they've about merged it with New Braunfels just being the connecting hub. And I was just talking to my wife this morning about I have a daughter that goes to all girls camp down by Kerrville, and it starts today. And I was telling my wife a while ago, I said, you know what? I wish San Antonio was closer to camp because I would love to stay there and do the river walk. And then I drove off for a second to go hook up a hay fork to a tractor. And I was like, what? Just listen to yourself. What did you say? You wanted to go to San Antonio. Why?
Right.
So
it ain't what it was.
But yeah, it ain't what it was. I mean, the food's still good, but I mean, I don't know, man. And I tell you what, I'd rather have a nail in my foot than stand foot in Austin, Texas.
No, I haven't lost anything. Houston's the same fucking way. Houston,
oh yeah, the armpit of Texas. Sorry, everybody from Houston. We love y'all if y'all are hunters and outdoorsmen, though.
But if God was going to give Texas an enema, he'd do it right in fucking Houston, Texas. That'd be where it'd go to.
I had one of my last hunters that I had for turkey season. He was talking about he was in Austin with his wife, and they went and they really, really nice place. Went to a 5-star restaurant, and he said from the time they walked into that restaurant to the time that they walked out, it was a different universe that they walked into. Like fucking homeless people, because at dinner, they probably didn't get out until 7:30 or 8. But he said he walked into a 5-star restaurant and he came out and he was scared. He told his wife, "Get in front of me. Don't make eye contact with any of these people. We're getting to the fucking car and we're leaving."
It's like New York City after dark.
But that's what it was. Like he said, I was scared. And
it's just sad. I mean, it's our state capital.
Yeah.
It's sad. That's sad.
Yeah, it's
really.
Well, it is fucking pink.
And he said, my wife will talk to these people. So he's like, I had to tell her, don't make eye contact, just fucking go.
Yeah.
Just roll on. Stephenville is one of the is a Texas town still.
Yes, it has, and going to school at Tarleton State University in the mid '90s, man. It was a small little badass 4A high school town, and it's grown a little bit with Tarleton's expansion, but it is very nice. We went back there for a reunion not too long ago, and I totally agree, man. Stephenville has grown, but Stephenville is still a very, very nice town.
It is, and those are hard to find. Abilene, Texas, has got a church on every corner. And they have a shooting every night now. Every single fucking night. It's little Chicago. And it used to not be that way. Yeah. I mean, you got a church on every other corner. You don't expect to have a shooting every night. But all these towns have just turned to shit just about. And I think it's until you get to small towns, you don't find that anymore. How big's Fairfield where you live at?
Fairfield, our city inside city limit population is about 3,600, and there's probably about another 1,400 to 1,500 live outside the city limit.
Perfect size town.
Yeah, it's not bad at all. It's still pretty slow. It was a very, very large coal mining town. I will go ahead and say it on the record. The Obama appointed EPA back in his tenure started the big movement about the dirty coal, the dirty burning coal emissions, blah, blah, blah. And we have, as it went forward, and President Trump was trying to help bring it back, but before we could, get Biden into the role of being the guy here that we entrust all of our nation with, they had shut our coal mine down.
Right.
And we got about somewhere around 15 to 20 years of reserve left. And we're shut down.
Damn.
They shut it down, closed it, imploded the infrastructure. So we lost a bunch of jobs to that a couple of years ago. So we've kind of slowed our population down a little bit. But yeah, far as little small town, still pretty country.
That's good.
Still pretty country.
You know what happened today? Before I forget about this, the Navajo Nation in New Mexico got all their oil and gas permits removed today, and they're going to not let them sell any of their oil or gas off that deal today. Within 10 miles of the Navajo reservation in New Mexico, all you're fucking doing is killing that Indian reservation.
Yeah.
What's the thought behind it? I don't.
The Democrats going green.
But why would they? I thought the Indian reservation. I thought they loved that. Like you figure that would be their.
Indians don't give two fucks about going green. They want their checks. They want green.
I understand that, but I didn't figure that that they would take that away from the Indians.
Well,
like we've already moved them several times.
No shit. But anyway, yeah, I'm surprised we haven't moved them and then drilled it ourselves.
Right?
But
yeah.
I just
maybe that's what they're getting. That's what they did in South Dakota, right?
Yeah.
They found gold and they're like, no, we'll put you to New Mexico.
I just read this just a minute ago, and it says that they, where the fuck was it at? It's on Twitter somewhere. It was just on my feed just a minute ago. Was talking about all this shit, and it says but anyways, that's basically the Navajo. They took away they're not going to let them drill for oil on it anymore.
But and correct me if I'm wrong, but coal can be pretty clean, right? If it's done properly.
Yes.
Yeah, if it's done properly. What we have over in this the kind of coal in our country, what we had, they just very quickly in the mid-late 80s, early 90s, labeled it as a dirty coal. High sulfur content. So they built a washing system to try to help wash it, get it cleaner, of course, before burning. And then after a while, the emissions were still not coming in very good. So then we started a mix. We started bringing in the Powder River Basin coal out of Wyoming and mixing it with our coal, and it burned much cleaner, much cleaner. But you got to understand the infrastructure was built in the late 60s. They started mining coal in 73, and they just did not. They did not have enough income to be able to sustain it, to clean it up, or build any more generators that would burn cleaner.
Right.
And so that was it. The year they shut ours down, they shut another one down in Mount Pleasant.
Here's what it says. It's Biden's Secretary of the Interior, Deb Haaland, has ordered a 20-year oil leasing ban around Chaco Canyon in New Mexico. The local Navajo tribe has advocated against this ban, saying it would destroy their community. But Haaland, who is a member of a tribe over 100 miles away, ignored their wishes. The decision she made will no longer allow Navajo landowners within a 10-mile buffer zone to sell their own oil. This will destroy the local Navajo tribe. But
that's going to be tough for sure.
I just don't understand. And these fuckers just keep supporting them all the time. I mean, they're fucking starving your ass to death. It's all about control, and that's too bad. Absolutely,
it is
terrible. So, how big a ranch are you hunting on? Who's your family ranch?
The total ranch, in all totality, between myself and my other partner / family, is just shy of 30,000 acres.
So you're managing your own deer.
Yes. It's 100% low fence. I am my family and myself, of course. My family has allowed me to carry on with the outfitting program. We're going into our 13th year, and we were intensely managing the deer herd, and as we started working and building towards growing larger antlered deer, of course, we have over 30. Gosh, I can't remember. I shot my first deer when I was in 4th grade, so I'd have been 9, 10. Is that what you are? 9, 10 years?
Yeah, 4th grade. Yeah, I've got an 8-year-old.
Yeah.
So you'd be 10. 10. Yeah.
So the next year, my dad had kind of been listening to some wildlife biologists and talking about just having the conversations of growing larger bucks, how to do it, how to manage them in Central East Texas. Then the next thing you know, we're starting an antler co-op. I was 11 years old. I was 6th grade, so I'm trying to remember that. Yeah, 11 years old, 6th grade. Shot my second deer the first year we started an antler co-op. I did not shoot another buck until I was a freshman in college.
Wow.
Just to try to management, or just to try to understand and help the management. Sorry, that's what I meant to say. But we put together a co-op that covers over 100,000 acres, where the Trinity River splits us between Freestone County and the Anderson County, but a little over 100,000, about 105,000 acres. There are a few little outlying tracts in there that really participate with us in the antler co-op. But we started this a long time ago, and as you start it and you grow and grow and grow, you have to tighten down your stipulations, your regulation. What are we going to do? How are we going to do this? Are we going to move it from a 4-year-old to a 5-year-old buck? And so it's taken on a lot of changes and a lot of different looks over the years. But we're somewhere in around 30 years of intense management of close to 100,000 acres in our area. We kill bucks here that I will say straight across the board. I cannot compete with South Texas and Old Mexico.
Right.
But I will put our deer up against the hill country, what used to be the hill country, the really, really tough, stout hill country bucks. I will put our bucks up against any of those deer.
What's your deer's average in score? 140?
Yeah, we're gonna be mid upper 140s, and we have the largest buck we've ever taken. Scored 191.
That's a moose.
And
it's a bruiser.
Yeah, and we're just 90 miles south of Dallas. Right here. We don't say we're from East Texas. If you're on the east side of the Trinity River, a lot of people say that the I-35 corridor is the split. That is not true. Because my granddad told me so when I was a kid. Trinity River is the cutoff for East Texas. But so anyway, but we are considered central east. And if you look at the NOAA weather, actually we're north central Texas. Weird how they do it, but anyway. So we will consistently take 140 to low 150 inch deer, and gosh, quite a few 160 inch deer, handful of 170s, and we had a big 170 buck we were after last year and just didn't get him. Joy the low fence hunt.
What happened? What went right with the 190 deer? Like I'm sure you saw him when he was just a baby. Like what went right?
This is where I'll go back to. And just for the record, I'm not mad at the high fence people at all. It's just not my deal. Everybody do your thing the way you need to do it. But low fence deer, you can run up into a hunting scenario, and yes, can we put corn feeders out, cameras, cell phone cameras, protein feeders? Yes, we do. We don't feed protein year round. We don't need to. I'm not going to spend a ton of money to try to grow antlers because we have enough protein with the browse and with the available grazing that the deer have to grow whatever their genetic potential is. I put out. Sorry, because I will jump around on a bunny trail
you're
for a
good,
second.
Man, because I'll also jump with you.
But so when I put out protein, we're okay. So we're the first few days of June right now. The bucks are already budding. That's what we call it. They're blooming, however you want to call it. I say budding. They're starting antler growth. All right now we should be pouring the protein to them. No, I'm not going to do that. I don't need to do that. What I'll do is I'll put protein out 1st of September, and I'll keep protein out from September through the end of October, all the way up to primary rut. Then, I'll take that back. I will go about 2 or 3 weeks coming out of post primary rut.
Now is that
I'm trying to hold. I'm
going to go down a rabbit hole with you. Is that to make up for lost nutrients that they will lose chasing does? Mm-mm. No.
This is all put protein out. And now we do have an early rut here. Ours used to be kind of the middle of, you say November 15th. That's going to be right here. It has moved to the full week of whatever Halloween is.
No shit.
It's been like that for the last 15 years here.
Why?
Yes. And so what I'm trying to do, that's one of those things. I don't know. A question for Dr. James Kroll. Who knows? Let's get the gurus together, because I don't think there's going to be any clear cut story or reason why it has moved up, other than maybe less competition, buck to doe ratios. I don't know, weather patterns.
Right.
Global, maybe it's global warming. Gosh, wait, don't tell them though. Don't tell them.
It might be.
But so anyway, so I keep the protein out, and it's mainly, since we have such an early rut, it's to hold the does. And then, excuse me, once the rut hits, one thing that works for us here is we will take our corn feedings. We will also give them a midnight to 1 a.m. feeding, because once these bucks are coming out of rut, they're tired. Corn is a quick sugar fix. It gives them it gives them energy.
Yeah.
And of course, I mean, it's 5 simple sugars. Okay, what's sugar do to what's sugar do to us? Makes us feel real good, gets us going for a minute. So what we'll do is we'll move from a 7 a.m. to and then also we'll be working with the daylight savings time, falling back an hour, blah blah blah. So then we go back to a true first light feeding, probably 4:35 p.m. feeding, and then as those deer are coming out of rut, all of our timers will go to a midnight or 1 a.m. feeding also, where they can, because most of them are tired, and then they go nocturnal for a little while. So there's that part of it.
Did you notice deer with horns late this year? Even in April, we still had bucks with horns on this year, and that's very unusual for us.
When we got into April, I think we were already pretty good with all full shed deer. But I think 1st of March to mid-March, actually, when the pork chopper guys were here late March, I went up just for a second. And I did see a couple of bucks that both of them still had one side, and that's the latest I've ever seen it here.
Yeah.
But honestly, never into April in this country.
We had them during turkey. Didn't you see some deer with some horns during turkey season?
No, I never saw them during turkey season. I might have seen them when I was scouting, but I don't think I ever.
I think the first week of April we still had some deer with horns, which is unusual because a couple of years ago we were losing them in January even.
Now and see, okay, so as we continue into the conversation of the deer hunting side of what I do, so we're highly involved with Texas Parks and Wildlife, which used to be called, they used to be the MLD season, and we are now, they now call it the extended season for most people that understand what they do, and they know that's what it's called now, the extended season, and we're in the conservation route, which is the equivalency of MLD3. Same stuff, just different name. So we can hunt till the very last day of February. We have had times where you have a guy that comes in late February, mid-February. I just want to kill a couple of does for the family. You better make sure he hadn't dropped. So when we do that, we always take when we have a meat hunt. When we start the meat hunt in February, myself and my guides, we will have a spotting scope with us so we can look for pedicles, because they usually drop pretty quick here.
Yeah, boy, that'd be a oh shit moment. I'm sure. Has it happened before?
And it has been an oh shit moment.
It has.
Yeah, but one time we did shoot a doe that was a buck. And we shot him at long range, because myself and my guides, we're all, that's a conversation for another time, but we're all into long range shooting. Yeah. And so we shot what we thought was a big mature doe, ended up being a big mature buck.
Damn it.
With pedicles about the size, probably that would be equivalency to 5.5, 6 inch bases.
Oh no.
But we looked at his teeth. Yeah. He was a 7-year-old deer. Okay. That's an old deer for us. So we felt a little bit better. We went to the back of the buggy, and we poured us a shot of whiskey and had us a shot, and we just let it go. Low fence situation, that's part of it. That's just part of it. And do we kill some does that maybe have been bred by our 150, 160 class? Yeah.
There's no way to tell.
But
the boys that
there's no way to
boys
tell.
at Albany had one of them oh fuck moments. They had a pasture. And I don't know if it was at Bucky's place or if it was at Stasny, but one of the ranches down there, they had a pasture, like the home pasture, and a biologist was there, and he said, "Do you mind if I shoot a doe?" Oh, no, go down there and shoot a doe right there. You'll be fine. Well, they shot a buck. The buck had a cut on it next to its nose, a distinguished mark on it, and it was like a 180-inch 3-year-old.
Oh, God.
Whoa.
And the biologist accidentally shot thought he was shooting a doe, and it was a buck that's horns had fallen off, and that's what it was. And it was early in the year, like January too, but it was that buck, but it scored 108. It was a big buck, and it was young. It was going to be a trophy. So,
God damn.
And that's the thing about it is it's when we were just all lease hunting, had lease hunters. We had a section that our employees hunted on before I started doing the the all inclusive hunts or whatever here on the ranch. You'd have these lease hunters, and of course we had some very strict guidelines that these guys had to follow. And you get a guy, you get the phone call to go in to score one, age them, and you go up there, and these guys they got a 135, 140 inch, 3.5-year-old laying in the back of their truck, and you walk up there, and these guys are just like, it's the biggest damn buck I've ever seen in my life. Biggest damn buck I've ever killed in my life. What do you think how old is he? Yeah, you're not going to want to know. You're not going to want to know, because if he's still got his guts in him and he only weighs 105, he's not going to be a mature buck. So that was probably one of the toughest things that I had to do, as actually kind of being the policeman of the co-op for our side of what we brought to that table, doing that. And then finally, once I saw we had lease hunters, we had really good groups of lease hunters, but once they got us to a certain, I guess you would say, a benchmark status standpoint, however you want to put it, to what kind of deer we have, that was a very hard call for me to go and say, guys, okay, look, we're going to take this to the next level. And it's hard, because a lot of those guys were my friends that I grew up with that had leases on us. And when you tell them that we're fishing to sell hunts here.
Yeah.
And but we did reward them very good for helping us get there. And anyway, it takes a while. Low fence situation. It takes a while to get there. And I'll say this, man. I'll say this on a podcast, y'all, on a side conversation. Live TV doesn't matter. Your number one management tool in a low fence situation for whitetail deer is a bullet.
Yeah,
that is your number one management tool, and you've got to get your buck to doe ratios right. You got to try to shoot the right does, try to shoot the right culls, try to shoot the right management deer. Try to shoot the right mature deer, because in our country, 4.5-year-old is deemed mature. We don't want to kill very many 4.5-year-old deer, because if you can get them to 6 years old, that's where if you find them again. So coming back to the question about the big deer.
Oh yeah,
we had never seen him.
Wow,
never seen him. He came out of the Trinity River bottom, kind of came out of an adjoining neighbor of ours to the north. Matter of fact, the grandson had him on camera and was going to the school, University of Alabama. He was coming in the weekend or the following weekend. So the prior weekend of him coming in to hunt him, he had come over on us. And all we were doing, we were out scouting for the next group of hunters that were coming in, and we found him.
Mm-hmm.
Middle of the day, during the rut, it's 75 degrees outside in the middle of November, or actually, sorry, 1st of November. And we look up and we're just like, oh my God, what have we found here? And maybe I can pull a picture up of him while y'all are talking and show it on the camera here.
On your Instagram?
Yes, he is on the Instagram on the Effie Hill page.
I bet that is it's like a what fucking moose got loose at the DFW zoo.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, man, and it was. I tell you what, and the guy that we brought in to shoot him, me and one of my guides, and the guy that came in to shoot him, we were in a pop-up tent. There was no corn feeders anywhere close. We took a pop-up. We set up one of those little 100-pound corn feeders on stilts to try to hold him in there until we could get there to see exactly how old he was. Because if he'd have been too young, we were going to let him walk.
Wow.
Neighbors probably would have killed him.
Yeah, right.
But
how, and I'm sure it's just how long you've been doing it, but how can you accurately tell, okay, that's 5 years old, that's 3 years old? Is it all just how their physical stature is?
Yes, and so there can be many arguments about aging and scoring deer on the hoof. One thing that one of the best things, and I used to tell my lease hunters this. Here's one of the best scenarios that or examples that I could put you in. If you're familiar with horse racing, sorry, you have a thoroughbred that's built for speed and distance. Mm-hmm. You have a quarter horse that's built for speed and a very short distance. As you start seeing a 3-year-old, you see these horns, here they come. Immediately quit looking at the horns. Just stop looking at the horns, because honestly, that's one of the hardest things you can do for yourself as a hunter, or tell other people to do. But as soon as you see horns, if you want to learn how to age them on the hoof, quit looking at the horns and go immediately to the body. A 3.5-year-old buck, he can have 150, 160 inches on his head. He's going to look like a thoroughbred. He's going to be lean gutted. He's not going to have very much depth of body from his belly line to his back line. He's going to have that little skinny neck. And honestly, they're going to move more daintily like a doe.
Right.
They're going to move like a doe because they hadn't learned how to be a man yet. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And this is what I tell people. All right, now you go to a 4.5 sometimes can be one of the hardest ones to judge, especially if it's during the middle of the rut. He's run down. It could be a 5.5-year-old that's already lost 20 pounds chasing does. But there's telltale signs. The way he moves, the way he looks around, the way he stops and observes everything in the field before he comes into the field. 3.5-year-old, he doesn't care. A 3.5-year-old probably knows he's going to get his ass kicked by the dominant buck in that area, and he just wants to go to the corn feeder and get some corn.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So especially if there's a badass dominant buck in that area.
It's kind of like watching, like people watching almost. Like, you're at a bar.
Yeah, exactly.
You're at a bar.
Exactly. That's I'm glad you said that, because I've never even looked at it. That's a great statement to put in my briefcase there, I guess you'd say, because it's like people watching. Yeah, just watch and observe. And when you see when you see one of those big mature bucks comes out, there's no mistake. There's just no mistake. Full through the chest, little bit of sway to the back, the long Roman nose. He's moving around like a man, like he just walked in the damn bar, and he's going to pick up every chick in there, and he's going to make all those young little suckers make him like it. You know what I mean? He's going to make all those little punks like it.
And I'm sure they got dense muscles also. Like they're just fucking thick.
Yes.
Because that's one thing you can tell a guy that is just like built and just fucking stout. And then you can see that young 20-year-old kid that's got these fake muscles. Like they're big, but they're not dense. They're not thick. They're not good for anything.
Yeah. Right. Exactly. Isn't it like those old bucks kind of like me? They still pretty stout with a beer gut on them.
A mimosa gut.
A mimosa gut now.
A mimosa gut. Yeah. Cheers.
So how many deer will you guys take each fall and winter?
It varies. It's all based on counts. So we'll do 3 nighttime counts. You can start those on August the 1st, and normally they used to only be in the month of August. Now they go through September the 15th usually, because like for us in the river bottom, we may go in there one night and get into the true Trinity River bottom, and it's hazy. It's a spotlight count. They will not let you use thermal, will not let you use night vision. When we have that because we sell night vision and thermal hog hunts, but they will not let us use those.
Why wouldn't they let you do that? It would just help, wouldn't it?
I'm kind of trying to push for that a little bit. We cannot take helicopter hunts either here. Not for tags. Really? They will not let us take helicopter hunts here. I mean helicopter counts. But one thing that we did get, which is really good, daylight observation. So when we're on the ranch, a couple of my guides, they also help cowboy here on the ranch. We're driving around. We see a deer at 11:35 morning. Write it down. So that is that. When we turn in those counts to the biologists, Texas Parks and Wildlife biologists that I work with, then what they do is they give us a formulation of how many tags, how many does and how many bucks. And I wouldn't do it any other way, honestly. I wouldn't do it any other way. I'm helping consult on a property, 2,600 acres just north of where we hunt, all low fence, helping the guy get set up with MLD, the extended season. And the main thing is like just getting him to understand it's a process. It's a process. I said, but the cool thing you got going for you is you're just right north of this property that was been managed for 30-something years. And they're there. They're there. He killed a big buck on there this year, but the main thing is getting like, just with us here in Freestone County, we get a true call tag. We get a true trophy tag. But you got to be careful because the state doesn't always say a 13-inch wide deer that's a 3.5-year-old, that's considered a trophy.
Right. Yeah.
That's not considered a trophy for us. I don't care if he's got 145 inches on his head. He's 3.5 years old.
That shouldn't be considered a trophy.
When you get the tags issued to you, then you are truly managing that herd, and it is your sole responsibility to manage that herd.
You've taken a very scientific approach to all this, but I mean, I guess that's the only way to do it, right? Though
it is, and we just try to do the best we can. That's why I tell a lot of people that just through the consulting side or just sitting and having a drink by the campfire one night when they're trying to figure out a way to manage their deer, it's never going to be perfect. So don't get frustrated with the process. Right. Enjoy it. You will grow larger deer. It's not always going to be perfect.
I'm fixing to blow this fireworks stand up with this question then. So you ready for this?
Uh-oh.
Yeah,
Trinity River bottoms.
You got questions. I got answers. And if I don't have the answer, I'm just going to lie. So
okay. Trinity River bottoms. Have you ever encountered or thought you saw something you didn't know what it was, like a Bigfoot or anything? Because there's a group of people that think the Trinity Rivers has got some Sasquatches on it.
Man, I'm going to tell you what.
He's going to say yes.
Now, I don't work very many hunting shows anymore. Nobody
does.
They're awful.
It's a beatdown, honestly. And but I will. When you asked me that question, because I've had that question asked to me before at some of the Texas Trophy Hunter shows, Dallas Safari Club shows. They're like, "Hey man, you ever see any weird shit down there on that Trinity River?" Because they say it's weird. The Trinity River. The Trinity River is a very dangerous river. It's got a ton of undertow in it. That's why there's a lot of prison systems nestled right up against that river, because
cross it.
If there's any escape, if that thing's at full bank or if it's out of bank in a flooding situation, it's going to be a very, very hard river to navigate and survive. Now, it's it's ugly, it's dirty. It comes out of the sewage freaking cesspools of Dallas freaking County. There's so much trash up and down that damn river from floods and all the shit that comes down from Dallas. But I'm glad I grew up on it because I've seen some weird shit. I've told some people before, going back to the hunting show question or reply to your question, I tell people it's a magical, mystical place. It's a very, very, very rich soil, blackland soil that would grow some of the most phenomenal crops, but you would be so susceptible to flooding. It's unbelievable. We don't run any cattle in the bottom because of flooding. And now we got Richland Chambers Reservoir. When it's full, there's 23 gates on that dam. If they open every one of them, we'll be flooded in 24 hours. So we don't run any cattle in there. But yes, now have I seen some stuff in there that I thought could have been like a mid or 3/4 size gorilla? Not real sure, but we have seen some weird shit. Now, we might have been pretty steep into some vodka, but I will say we've seen some weird shit. I have never seen anything that would resemble a big, tall Yeti, a Sasquatch, or a Bigfoot or whatever. But we have seen what we believe have been some black panthers.
Really?
Long tail cats. I will never say that we have mountain lions in this country. I have a lot of friends that have photoshopped some pictures of long-tail cats in front of their game cameras because they like to be those kind of guys and get everybody thinking that there's cougars in this country. We have seen some long-tailed looking cats. It could have just been some of the remnants of the old red wolves. We used to have a lot of red wolf in this country. Of course, which now I believe there are protected, but I haven't seen a red wolf since I was a kid. But down in that country, you see it, you see something moving in the nighttime. I would say probably maybe a red wolf.
Right.
I mean, but it's nighttime. But I will say downriver, as you're moving towards Anderson County, kind of getting down into the Redtown, Elkhart area, down there where all the Whiskey Myers boys are from. They say they see some Black Panthers down there.
A long time ago, were there Black Panthers running around?
Now those people who lived on the river said they swear by them. They've seen them all the time.
Really?
Yeah.
See
but there was a lot of witchcraft and sorcery going on back in the day down here
was
too,
there?
though.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, we were in Freestone County was during Prohibition. We were one of the largest suppliers to the Northeast because we got a lot of springs in this county, and there used to be a lot of corn production, sugarcane production here. Now it's just a bunch of old wore out farmland. But there used to be a lot of. I had family on both sides of the law back in Prohibition.
And witchcraft also?
Yeah, now there's some of these little isolated communities in our county on this river. You got a lot of these little like what I call river villages, river communities where you would have some different ethnicities living in there. And there was supposedly a lot of the from the slave days that have moved through the Delta, that some of them ended up here into the Trinity River bottom. That a lot of those families merged together, and then there was supposedly a lot of witchcraft, a lot of sorcery type voodoo shit, so to speak, down in here. So they could have, some of these old stories that have come through the years. I mean, I'd have loved to sit back 100 years ago or plus 120 years ago and just listen and be there to sit by the campfires and listen.
You got a whole fucking thing going on out there.
Well, they're not.
Yeah, man, it's a lot of weird shit going on out
I'll
here.
stick to West Texas.
I mean, that's the same as when you get to the swamps of Louisiana.
It's
the same. It's that Cajun coon ass.
Well,
voodoo shit.
My wife and I, we went to St. Lucia a couple years ago for our 10-year anniversary, and a lot of them are, a lot of the natives on the St. Lucian Island are that voodoo. We went in October of the COVID year, but like they were fucking petrified about getting COVID.
Did they give you the bad vibes?
But they were no. But like they were so, that culture was so entrenched, a lot of them, in the voodoo witchcraft kind of mindset. Like they were fucking scared.
Yeah, absolutely.
When we're in New Orleans, I'll have those voodoo shops and shit.
Yeah.
Michelle's like, "Ooh, let's go in there and look around." Fuck that shit. I don't carry that bad juju with me. I saw yesterday, matter of fact, me and Andy are doing a TV show, and we travel and do different things with Boss Shot Shells. And I saw now you can stay in the Conjuring house. Fuck that. No. I'm out on that shit.
They say that's quite haunted.
No, come on. Y'all do it.
No,
y'all just
I don't like.
Do it and report back.
It's quite haunting.
I'm not fucking with the bad spirit. I don't even watch that shit on TV. We went and seen The Conjuring, me, my wife, and our youngest son, and he was probably 17 at the time. We went to eat, we went to movies in Abilene, and we saw, I think it was The Conjuring, and something happened, and I screamed fuck, and I kicked the chair in front of me in there. And these little 15-year-old girls looked at me and they go, "Have you seen this before?" Well, fuck no. I don't want to see it once. I damn sure wouldn't come back a second time.
That's one of the last movies that really fucked with me. When that lady's like on top of the dresser or whatever.
Yeah, no, I know. It's wild, isn't it? That's wild. I tell you what, that Blair Witch project a long time ago kind of had me.
I was fucked up on that. I was like, why don't they call in the fucking Navy SEAls and shit?
Jeff thought it was real.
I did. I thought shit was real.
Hell, I didn't want to go. I didn't even want to go deer hunting early in the mornings, and I didn't want to leave after the last light either. Over that Blair Witch shit, and I'm not a spooky kind of person either.
There's times that at the least opportune moment, the Blair Witch will like pop into my mind. And, it's usually when I'm turkey hunting. Turkey hunting, you got to be kind of quiet and you got to kind of maneuver the woods and shit like that. And like, there's times that still pops into my head and I'm like, God damn, how am I going to get this out of my head?
Every grown man out there has got a fucking demon inside of me scared of. They can say what the fuck they want to, but a grown man being scared of the dark is not that unusual. I got scared. We were in Saskatchewan one time and I had to walk back go park the truck and walk back. I was worried about a fucking bear getting me more than I was a fucking witch. But the scaredest I've ever been in my entire life was on a goose hunt out here in the middle of nowhere. And we had stopped at Allsup's in Seymour and they'd had a lady that worked there got murdered. She had won a bingo game, like $500. This was in the early 90s and she was murdered. When you walked into the Allsup's at 5 o'clock in the morning, they got this picture of this spider monkey looking motherfucker they're looking for. It just was creepy looking fucking picture, like an old artist sketch of him.
Yeah.
And we got to the field that day and we had to go park the truck. And we all went to park the truck for some reason. And one of my buddies was a linebacker at Tech, was there, and another buddy of mine. It was three of us. And we're walking back, and when one buddy said, God dang, I wish I wouldn't have seen that fucking picture. That's all I can think of. I was like, me fucking too. We fucking sat in the dark.
Man, but that's what's crazy, because shit like that can really mess with your mind.
It bothered me big time.
I mean, we were in Africa. We were in Africa about, I guess it's probably 3 or 4 years ago. And we were hunting South Africa, no big deal. They're not supposed to have a whole lot of leopards down there on that property. But we were going back in looking for a pretty damn good kudu. And we went right by one of the same places we had just hunted the night before. And there was a big leopard track right there. Nice leopard track. And I went, that's a cat, isn't it? And he goes, yeah, that's a big cat. He was hunting us last night, because I can tell by the way we came right through here. He was hunting us last night. And I went, see, why would you even say shit like that? I said, I want to go. I just want to go back to the boma. I want to go back. I want to get a drink. I need to get a cigarette and just settle down for a second.
He was hunting us.
And I don't even smoke that.
He was hunting
much,
us.
But you know
that's
what I mean?
That's a.
Yeah, he said, he goes, and so we get back in the truck, and I said, are you serious? He was like, well, yeah, because leopards hunt. That's what they do. And I went, but are you like fucking with us?
That's what I'd be asking too.
And he was like, he goes, yeah, maybe a little, but yeah, he was probably hunting us. And I went, oh God, okay,
take me
whatever.
Home. You were in Africa, and I visited with a guy not long ago at an airport, and we talked to him. He was from Africa. And he told me that the United States is on the same course that Africa is. You're going to try to give everything back to make everything equal. And he says it's completely fucked up now. And he said it'll never be the same.
I have heard the second trip to Africa. I heard from the owner of the ranch that we were on. He basically, it'd be 3 years ago. 3 years ago. Sorry, my years kind of run together, but. About 3 years ago, he said he voiced the same thing. He said, I was really worried when Obama was able to get reelected. He said it reminded me of the time over here in the 90s when Nelson Mandela was elected. He said, and he said, we've never been the same since. We've never been the same. The South African rand, their monetary value went it was one of the top. Well, the way I explained it was one of the top 5 currencies in the world. And then going from the mid to the late 90s after Mandela was elected, it's like when I was there 2 years ago, I think it might be just a little bit better than the peso.
Jeez.
It's horrible exchange rate over there for that. And I will back up what you just said there. This is exactly what the landowner, the ranch owner, he said. I was really, really worried because when Obama was able to take in the second term, we were nervous as South Africans. We were nervous that the U.S. was fisting to go down the path of giving back of what was taken.
The only reason we are where we are now is because we had 4 years of Trump, and 2 years of those were really good. And the other 2 were the COVID years. But Obama was the most divisive president this country's ever had, I personally think. And
yes,
you know, South Africa now wants to give everything back, and they're murdering white people left and right. They go to these and they got these backpacks that they use that have a scrambler on them, where if you try to call 911, your phones don't work, and they're killing these people and taking their property. Well, that's the same narrative they're trying to push. Basically, here it's not as extreme yet, but that's basically where we got to give, and we got to make everything fair. Well, life's not fucking fair.
That's what happened to my wife's cousin, her husband. That he is South African, and he had a brother, and anyway, they were working their ranch in South Africa. This was probably 10 years ago, or 10, 15 years ago. It's been a while, but they just rolled up, and they took the father, the mother, and the 2 boys, and they kind of basically with machetes put machetes to everybody and told them, like, we're coming back in a week, and whoever's here is gonna die here. And they took every ounce of money that they had, and they shipped their boys to America. And anyway, he ended up meeting my wife's cousin, like wheat harvest or some shit like that. But like, and then they had to move in with friends because, like,
what happened to them? They still alive?
Yeah, they're still alive. But I think they've come over here now.
But
they did. They just rolled up, put machetes to everybody, and said, "Whoever's here in a week, this is how you're going to die."
But that whole woke deal that everybody owes you, it just doesn't fly. Me and Andy were talking about this before we got on today, or maybe it was me and Tony were talking about this. These people that go into there's a new chain of stores, and I can't remember which one of them it was. It's not Target, but it's an upper end box store, and I don't think it's a big one. But they're closing a bunch of their stores in California because of theft, and I can't remember which store it was. And I told Tony, I said, and I was reading the comments on Instagram about it, and someone was like, "Well, what's the big fucking deal? It's all insured." Well, I tell you what it is, somebody's having to pay for that fucking insurance. You know, nothing is free in this country. Nothing. Anywhere in the world, nothing's free. There's no such thing as a free lunch. Someone takes you to lunch, there's nothing free about it. The motherfuckers want something probably. I mean, that's just life.
Go to breakfast with them. Breakfast might be free.
You know, but that mentality is, well, insurance are covered and shit. But we're what's going on in South Africa is a lot more extreme than is here. But we're going down that path if we don't change some shit. We don't owe you shit. If you I don't give a shit what color you are. I went to Ellis Island last week. My grandmother came over here 120 years ago as an Italian immigrant with not a fucking cent. So I never owned a fucking slave. I don't owe you shit because you're black, no more than you owe me nothing because I'm Italian. You know, the Indians, we didn't take any fucking land from an Indian. I don't owe you shit because you're an Indian. Everybody that's got something in this world's worked for it somewhere down the road. Even the fucking, we'll use Paris Hilton, for example. She ain't done shit in her whole life, but her great grandfather busted his ass to start a fucking hotel in Cisco, Texas to become, you know, Conrad Hilton.
Yeah.
You know, everybody that's rich has a story to tell. The Vanderbilts, everybody. So we don't owe you shit. And I'm tired of it.
I can tell.
I'm fucking sick of this shit. It's, you know, it's bullshit.
He's fired up on
he
Friday.
He needs a mimosa.
I don't blame you though. I don't blame you. It is. It's just, it's honestly, it's disheartening. Like I said a while ago when we first started out, I mean, I was fortunate enough to be cursed to be born into a ranching family. But man, when we turned 10 years old, we had to go to work.
Yeah, but
there was no labor law. There was, but
they didn't abide by it.
They weren't going to come pick up my dad for not paying us to work.
No, but who bought your ranch? Somebody somewhere in your family scrimped, saved, busted their ass to buy the first ranch, and then y'all have busted your ass to keep it. Because there's a whole lot of people out here that I know that have inherited ranches that don't own them some bitches no more because they've pissed it away. And
they don't know what it takes, because the thing of it is, and this is the thing that I've explained to a few people that I've helped consult with the ranch. I said, guys, you got a 9-to-5 job, you're a doctor, you're an attorney, whatever it is you are, you go home, banker. I'm not knocking the occupation, but a rancher, you're on call every day, all night. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I've spent in the cattle pens on July the 4th, my birthday on July the 11th. I've spent more time in the cattle pens on holidays than I have not, and that's just like, there's not anybody that, even the people that own the ranches now don't ranch like that anymore. It's like, I have people say, well, John, I don't want to call you at 6:30 in the morning with a question. I'm like, well, yeah, call me. If I don't answer, it's because I can't answer. I might be sitting on a deer stand, or I might be hunting with a client, might be in a duck blind, might be wherever, but I'm going to call you back pretty quick. And, they'll go, well, I'm so sorry to bother you. And I'm like, it's not a bother. I'm either going to answer it or I'm not. It's not because I'm asleep, unless it's like 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm probably not answering because I'm asleep. Right. But you know what I mean? I'm not going to be taking a nap at 5 o'clock, 5:30 in the afternoon. Shit, I mean, hell, we're in the middle of hay season right now.
Yeah, mostly
we're going to be bailing. We're going to bail till it gets too wet to bail in the evening when the dew comes out. A lot of people don't get that. They don't understand it. These people that, like, what triggered me in that in my mind was talking about these people that inherit ranches, or go and buy a ranch, and it's just, man, they don't understand. You're on call 24/7 every day.
Time.
You got to go do.
Everybody that's successful has had to put in some time somewhere. Not very many people win the lottery. Mm-hmm. Not very many people are trust fund babies. But even those trust fund babies, one of their ancestors busted their ass. Nobody got off the fucking Mayflower and was given 50,000 acre ranch and a bank full of fucking money. Everybody busted their ass. Someone in that family busted their ass. One of my big ranching friends out here, and I'm not going to say his name. He does listen to the podcast, though. I have a lot of respect for him. He works as hard as anybody I know. He works 7 days a week. They farm 40,000, 50,000 acres of family land that they've bought and built and grown and grown and grown. But you know what? If I call him at 5:30 in the morning, he's working. And if it's 10 o'clock at night, he's working sometimes. He works all the fucking time. He works just like his hands does, but he's busy working all the time. And they don't understand it because all they think is, ooh, they've got a big ranch, they got land, they got farm. Farmers are the same way. Fucking farmers work their fucking ass off all day long. But, they put in long hours. They love what they do. I think a lot of people have an issue with people that enjoy what they do.
Oh, yeah, 100%. There's a lot of miserable fucks out there.
That's exactly. And seeing that's what it doesn't mean that you don't get to take a trip. You don't get to take your wife, your kids, family, go on a couple's trip with your friends or whatever. Yeah, but when you get back, you're freaking working. That's it. Take 5 or 6 days off. Like when I'm hopefully going to get to go to Africa in September. I'm going to be gone for 10 days. I'm going to be 8 hours ahead of y'all sitting. If y'all got a question for me,
8 hours ahead.
I'm going to call you back in between the hunts. I'm always on call. It doesn't matter if I'm on vacation or not. I never turn my phone off. That's just, I can't, because part of what I do for a living is somebody might need a question.
Yeah, I think a lot of people have a problem with people that enjoy what they do. Dr. Lee, a guy Don's been on here a couple times, he's in Sunset, Texas, and he's a horse vet. He loves what he does. Mm-hmm. He also works his fucking ass off. I bet he puts in.
I don't want to deal with those fucking horses.
I bet easily he puts in 60 hours a week, easily. Mm-hmm. But he enjoys what he does. There's a guy right now doing titty surgery that doesn't like being a plastic surgeon, but that was where he wanted to do to make a bunch of money, but he's miserable,
Well, he's already seen too many titties. That's where he went wrong.
Yeah. You don't want to do that. Like, you're going to see it every day. It's not going to be special.
That's like the guy that goes.
Sorry, lady.
Yeah.
That's like the guy that goes to the gynecologist and he finds out he's not working on 10s all day long.
No,
he's working on more 2s than 10s.
Yeah. He's got that wildebeest that just got off the couch for the first time and hadn't took a fucking wash rag down there in about 2 weeks. There's some cheese growing on that shit.
Ma'am, could you put a bush hog through that man before you come back next time?
You're not dealing with Pamela Anderson all the time. Like, you got to wade through those 2s often.
Oh, that's good.
But
well, this just took a turn. Are y'all drinking shots or something?
This is the way we do all of them.
Coffee and water. I wish I wish I'd have got a wine or something. There had to be some beer or something out here I could have drank with you. But yeah,
the cherry liqueurs in there.
Oh fuck, that's too early for that shit. Well, no, it's almost noon now. Almost noon. But I think a lot of people are that way. Like they took something to make a lot of money, and then they're miserable in what they do. And there's another problem when like out here during hunting season for us, dove season, it's a little bit of a party, but the hours are 4:00 in the morning to 10:00 at night, just because of the way the daylight sets up. But we're not working but like when goose season comes around and waterfowl season, it's 3:30 in the morning for me until about 8:00 at night. It's hard work, but I enjoy it. I wouldn't want to do any other thing.
Enjoy it.
And I mean,
no, I've had a lot of people ask me the same thing in that same arena right there. They're just like, do you really enjoy getting up at 4:00 in the morning and going hunting with these guys and then spending half the morning at the skinning rack, coming in at dark, and you got 6, 5, 3, whatever deer to clean, and you go to bed at 11? I'm like, yeah, that's why we do it. That's why we do it.
I love it.
I never would have started selling hunts if I didn't want to do it.
Like if you don't love it and if you don't have a deep passion for it, you're not going to last. Like you're going to burn out in that first year. It's just too demanding.
You burn out on it.
It's way too demanding. Well, listen, we're going to start wrapping up here. It's almost noon, and I know you got a lot of shit going on. We've almost gone 2 hours, so I kept you.
Hey, well, I enjoyed the conversation.
I kept you a little bit longer than what I had. Oh, fuck! We gotta go back to the one. How did you get involved with Field Ethos? This was like an hour ago. I asked you that. Too many rabbit holes.
Yeah. All right. So, I'm pretty known for like the long drawn out stories, but I'll try to do the abbreviated version here and the cliff
just to
notes.
let you know, you're not keeping us from anything. So like I've got your time in mind. So if you want to do the long drawn out version, you're good.
No, we're good. We're good. I met Jason Vincent. He is he's the brainchild behind Field Ethos Journal. Met him. He was working with Sporting Classics magazine. He was running their social media, doing some writing for Sporting Classics, which is a great, well done magazine. I know the guys that own it, and so if they watch this, guys, I love y'all. It's a little outdated, and they know it. But it's a very classical hunting magazine. So Vincent, we were on a hunt. Probably our first hunt in Africa, and we were doing a hunt with Sporting Classics magazine, and he said, "Hey, I want to do a magazine, but here's the kicker." I'm like, "Okay," because you never know with Jason.
The kicker's going to be.
You never know, and so I said, "Okay." He said, 80% digital, 20% copies. Quarterly journal. And I went, okay. I mean, that's the world we live in. But okay, let's kick that around a little bit. So we kicked it around a little bit. We get back, and he goes, "I'm doing it. I'm going after my investors. We're going to do it." I said, "Okay, man, I just do it. Quit talking about it. Do it." And so then, man, the next thing you know, Don Jr. is one of the percentage holders in the magazine. He does a lot of work. Great advocate for the outdoor world. And a super good dude. Loves to take his kids hunting and fishing. Perfect fit. Then Jason Vincent started assembling a team. And the team that he has put together has just basically what I have told him. I said, "You are fixing to put a stranglehold on the outdoor market because of one reason." And this was his mission statement. And this is why I came on board with him. We are going to quit babysitting. We are going to quit being PC. We're not going to talk to y'all about what we've harvested today. We're going to talk to you about we fucking killed something. We're going to talk to you about how we took that meal home and we prepared it. We cooked it. We provided for our family and our friends and anybody that wants to come and partake. Good cigars, good bourbon, good wild game. We're going to take this back to what it's supposed to be.
Right.
And that's the mission statement, and that's what's happening. And you know what? There's been a lot of people, even in the outdoor world, after it has gone the way it's gone, I would say the last 10 years, with being so politically correct in the outdoor world that we're in right now, they don't like us.
Yeah.
They don't like us. And you know what? We don't give a fuck. We do not care. If you don't like us and you want to be in the hunting world, be in the hunting world. Go BPC. Go include the men barrel racers. Do it all. Whatever you want to do. I knew
it has though, like, but you're right though. Like hunting had gotten to this politically correct vein, and that's one of the reasons that this podcast kind of shined in that is just like there's not really a filter, you know. I mean, it is what it is, and we're gonna give you the honest truth, and we hunt, and it's not pretty all the time. Like there is an aspect to hunting that is a little bit gory, but it is part of the process.
It's also a man deal. And we've got a lot of women, because every time we go to an event, we get lots of women that come up that are big listeners. And I'm proud of that. And I'm happy about that. But we're country people.
That's awesome.
We're country people. We're conservative people. Where, you were talking about the magazine and all the stuff it has. That's Playboy magazine with that boobs and bush from the 60s. It's exactly what it was.
Yeah.
Playboy magazine, when it come out, it had nudity. I mean, that's what got me. But the old joke was, I buy it for the articles. Well, there was a lot of good articles in Playboy. and Playboy had a lot of stuff that they talked about there. They had humor.
Yeah, it was.
It was a man's humor deal.
It was a man's magazine.
And that's what the hunting stuff needs, is people to not be so fucking politically correct. I have customers all the time that are here, and they go, "We like your podcast because y'all talk about the same thing we do when we're on the campfire and shit." Yeah, we're just not constrained where we work at on what we can say, and we shouldn't be that way. Lighten up, life.
And that's what people want.
Yes,
that's what people are longing for. That's what they want. They don't want to sit. They don't want to sit here now. Yes. Now, granted, was it gonna always be great conversation about the way we manage whitetail here on the Effie Hill Ranch? Yes, I would love to talk to you about that all day, every day. But what I said and what I concluded with a while ago was the best management tool you have
is a bullet.
That's a very strong statement that a lot of people don't like.
But it's true.
Well, you know what? I don't give a shit. You're not managing this place for me. I'm trying to grow larger deer because people want to kill large whitetail deer. They want to kill large whitetail deer.
Right.
And you can tell me every day of the week, I've listened, I have talked to people on the side, all these conventions, hunting shows, blah, 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 SHOT Show Las Vegas. Sit there and talk to me about, well, I'm just in it for the meat. Okay, that's great. That's great. If you're in it for the meat, then come kill a cull buck for me and come kill a management buck for me. And as soon as that meat hunter holds up 125-inch 6-year-old 8-point, it's the biggest deer he's ever killed in his life. Guess who he comes hunting with next year? And he wants to come after 140-inch.
Yep.
I'm like, guys, come on. I love y'all. I love y'all because, hey, keep hunting for the meat. And I don't know. I can go on and on and on. We could do this all day. But the Field Ethos thing, that was it. And honestly, that's one reason why I stayed hooked with them. That's why I became the director of entertainment and recreation.
And love it.
And when people come up and talk to us, they want to be the kind of people that we are. When we grew up at the campfire, when my uncle, my great uncle, my granddaddy, when my dad, when they were sitting there at that campfire and they were talking about, man, what a hell of a great shot you made on that buck. Blew his heart right up, hit him in the pump station. Yeah. Golly, killed him dead. Well, that's what we do.
Right.
That's what we talk about. You know what? And they're not going to take hunting from us. They're not. I'm not going to let them.
It'll be a fight. They're going to try, though, I'm afraid.
I know it.
Wolves are always at the door.
Did you see where there's a real push right now to try to get Oregon is trying to secede? Half the state or 3/4 of the state is wanting to go to Idaho.
Really?
I mean, a serious deal right now out there where those people are tired of the red states. And that's what I thought of when you said that about the hunting, because those liberal states, if you live in California, I really would be concerned if you hunt. And I've said that for years because it's just so controlled by the left. But, who knows what's happening? We've got some rain coming. It's going to put us in a tornado watch box early in the day.
Look at
we need rain here. Do y'all still need rain where you are? Or are you done?
We're pretty good, but that cell that's coming through y'all is headed straight towards us too.
Yeah, I hope we get 3 to 7 inches of rain tonight. We'll take 9 and be happy with 2.
Absolutely.
sound like a porn star.
That's right.
Well, John, it has been a real pleasure talking to you, my friend. I would say we'd hook up this fall and winter, but we're all going to be busy. But hopefully, one day down the road, we cross paths, and I can have a Friday mimosa with you, maybe one day down the line somewhere.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Thank you.
Cheers, boys.
We'll do this again sometime.
Thank you, sir. God bless you and your family, and keep up the good work.
Yes, sir. Thank you,
Until
guys.
Don Jr., I voted for his dad twice. I'm going to vote a third time for him, and I even bought a salad at his restaurant in New York this weekend.
All right. I'll tell
thank you, sir. You have a good day.
Bye.
All right.
Good guy.
Interesting guy. Really good guy. My kind of person.
2 hours long. We
got
did it.
We get a lot more of these 2-hour ones.
You start getting into the meat of things, Jeff.
We're chit-chatties. We're chatty Cathys.
Chatty Cathy during the off season. During November hunting season,
we're tired.
Cutting you out of that hour. It goes from 59:59 to 1:00.
Buzzer goes off.
Let's start wrapping this bad boy up.
All right, don't forget about our Patreon account. Patreon account's there. Got some cool stuff. We'll have Clay Reading Studio next week. I don't know if that'll come out next week, though.
We got a busy week next week.
We do have a busy week. We got to save up so Andy can go on vacation again.
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah, I do, along with you. And then we got
It's not
another
a vacation when I go.
Another trip
I'm
for
working.
Boss in July.
Yep.
So busy summer.
And August.
Might be looking forward to hunting season so we can slow down a little.
You know, our trip in August, I think, is going to be in Colorado.
Good time, good place to be in August.
And you owe me one, right? Because I won the shooting competition.
Right.
So I'm thinking you're going to bungee jump off the Royal Gorge.
Oh, that's easy.
Yeah, boy. Anyways, we appreciate y'all listening to us. Thank you. Check us out on Patreon. First Family Season 2 is going to be coming out on YouTube in about a month. Look forward to having that out. If you have anything, let me know.
Next week, we'll announce we're going to have some giveaways for this summer. We will start announcing that. First one's going to be Patreon, and then we'll go on from there. So be looking forward to some giveaways.
Peace. Appreciate it. God bless. Love y'all. Bye.
Check out our sponsors. Go check out Dirty Duck Coffee. It is cold brew season. It's hot outside, and cold brew's the way to go during the summertime. Dive Bomb Industries. Head out to Squad Fest. It's coming up. Pacific Calls, Boss Shot Shell, Shin Gear, Looking Glass Podcast, Lucky Duck, Ducks Unlimited, Double T British Kennels, Mossberg, Stanfield Outfitters, and Alpha Outdoor Specialties.